Good evening, good people, and welcome to another community presentation of the Archipelago tournament, Timespinner and Final Fantasy Randomizer combo. This is Saracen. I am joined in the booth tonight by That Llama Girl and Wef Jebster. How are you both doing?
Hello. I am doing good.
Hi, I am also doing good.
Well,
How are you doing, Saracen?
I'm excited. We have a heck of a race here tonight as we are deciding who is going to be third place among our three remaining teams in the tournament. We have Robe and Wizard Hat, KARY on My Wayward Sons, and Hard Rath going 2v2v2, and they will be starting on stream here in about a minute and a half. One of you want to walk through the basics of what we're doing here?
Yeah, sure. So this is, like you said, a 2v2v2 match. This is going to determine who is third place and who gets to go to the actual final. And the total time across both runners is going to be what the team's final time is. So if someone finishes in 1 hour and another finishes in 1:10, for that team, their time will be 2 hours and 10 minutes. And that's going to be what they're judged by across all three of these teams. And so this is really exciting. This is it's a lose and go home. And if you don't lose, you have to beat the other person that you just raced against in the final. So this is going to be really exciting. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out with three different races. I know we've seen a lot of very interesting routing decisions and divergences early, but with three people to watch, it'll be fun to see what decisions people make.
So, quick rundown of our Final Fantasy folks here. So we had a forced black belt, forced white mage for the party selection here, and pretty much, what I would expect out of this flag set. We have thieves across the board, red mage for one team and black mages for the others. Just going through the blessings real quick, the relevant ones. The black belt has +7 luck, the thief has +Vorpal, red mage +20% hit, white mage +2 MDef per level, and the black mage has fighter strength. The last one, not so much of an impact, but the rest of them all very solid blurses. We are off.
All right.
And because we have 3 time spinners to keep track of, we have 2 time spinner commentators this time.
Yes, hello. It looks like Timespinner's starting off with Eye Orb and Chaos Blades.
Matching set.
Those are both very good. Eye Orb is very good if you're kind of an expert at using it. There's some tech here that can be taken advantage of to make Eye Orb still do damage when it's not on the screen anymore. And you can keep launching new Eye Orbs if you'd like. So it'll be interesting to see who takes advantage of that. Looking at the spells, we have Harm 4 and Cure 4 in
and
level
wall.
1 spells. So that's very, very good for white mages.
So, and we actually saw a reroll out of Shumbabi here, getting rid of the second mage and instead opting to have a fighter come along, which is a big deal. We have an AP item in the Canaria shop, which is a big deal as well. Notable things with the spells here is because Cure 4 is in the 4th slot, when the knight promotes, that knight will be able to learn it. The red mage, when it is promoted to red wizard for spell zap, will also be able to learn it. But the big thing, really, is that Harm 4 for the white mage can do damage to everything.
So, Emerald Tryhard just got Light Wall ahead of everyone.
Yeah, looks like Sonny Rath's doing something a little bit, Spell Zap's doing the same thing, but it doesn't look like, and there's Light Wall for Zenobian as well. Shumbabi going a different route, but still getting that, he was just delayed because of the reroll of the party. Right. So they all kind of went to the same place because, they all started out going to Garland, so obviously, they all get that Light Wall. Light Wall is one of those things that it can get you most places in the game, but you really don't want to see it early. It's technically infinite vertical movement if you want it, but it takes a lot of aura to use, especially when they're sitting at level 1. So it'll be interesting to see which of our runners decide to follow that light wall and to where. It looks like Zenobian's continuing to go left, as well as Admiral Tryhard to grab this treasure chest and this warp over here.
Basically,
And
a
the
lot
treasure
of
chest
the past is open right now, so we might see quite a bit of divergence.
Actually, okay, so Zenobian is, we saw a reset from Admiral Tryhard. Zenobian's just going to keep going left.
So lots of divergence here.
Lots of divergence, which is great as people who are trying to keep track of 3 different games at once.
This is fine. It's fine,
yeah.
okay?
So
Fortunately,
on the FFR
Chanigan
side,
is going in the footsteps of Admiral Tryhard on Timespinner here, so that should be some sort of convergence there. Or I'm sorry, Tryhard is going on the heels of Chanigan. That's my mistake. So they will be doing kind of the same thing. Zenobian getting the security keycard C. It's not really going to be relevant until they get present access, but it'll.
And even then, it depends on their warp.
Yeah, it does depend on their warp. It depends on a lot of things. Zenobian coming over here without any fire access or water access, no twin pyramid keys. So if he doesn't get fire or water, he's going to have to do a whole lot of backtracking here because he does not have much in terms of mobility on this side of the map.
So a quick couple of updates on the Final Fantasy Randomizer side. We had a ship out of Dwarf Caves opening chests, as well as the canoe and the key coming out from Princess and the King. We had the key somewhere, but there was also the shop item. It might have been the shop item for that. We had a ribbon in Matoya's Cave, which is a big deal. Fate and an Invis 2 for the White Mages out of the 2nd level spells.
Not bad spells. This forced White Mage has ended up being kind of nice, isn't it?
We got keycard B in the center here.
Oh, so that's
which is required.
Yeah, that is a strictly required item. Lots of divergence on the Final Fantasy randomizer side now that they've gotten out of the Garland fight. So that is a lot to get that ship and that canoe and that ribbon. There's just a whole lot going on in both games right now.
All games, because there's 3.
Well, both games in terms of...
Oh, both kinds of games.
Yes.
Got it. 6 of the games.
Yes. All right. So it does look like Admiral Tryhard is pretty good at the orb swapping. Zenobian either not opting to do so because he's playing against some pretty weak enemies right now, or he's unfamiliar with it. So that'll be an interesting thing to watch. As it stands right now, Admiral Tryhard is going to be doing a whole lot more damage per second than our other 2 runners.
I didn't see where B was. I think it was sent over from Final Fantasy.
Yes, it was sent over from Final Fantasy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it was.
Admiral Tryhard just got it. Looks like it's, an Earth. That's Earth Cave?
It's gone.
Dwarf
Sonny
Cave
Rath just got it, so...
Yeah, Dwarf Cave is where
Dwarf
Sonny
Cave
was just at.
Yeah, so it was in Dwarf Cave. We already have one of the gears for Chanigan. It looks like Tryhard is going to pick that up as soon as he follows in Chanigan's footsteps far enough. Chanigan's got like a really good route going on here compared to the other 2. It's kind of a split decision on whether you want to go left and get that warp and get that treasure chest that's immediately to the left of the encampment once you have vertical. Chanigan actually reset out and did not go grab the portal, so that's just going to be a little bit of extra movement that he is going to have to do later that Zenobian won't have to. Also, we see Chanigan turning his nose up at a filigree tea. In a light wall climb seed, you might want all of the aura restoration items you can get, so we'll see if that backfires.
I was going to mention that on Admiral Tryhard's side, we're seeing some advanced movement tech where they are doing the risky dashing. Occasionally.
They're attempting to do the risky dashing.
Occasionally. Better than I can.
Occasionally, yeah.
Better than I can do it.
was working on that quite a bit this weekend. I know he spent literally all day, either Saturday or Sunday, working on risky dashing and the various applications of it. So,
like a 33%. Oh, that's a Teleria attachment. So our people who are going to the right into the castle keep are going to get rewarded here.
And all that risky dashing will be kind of negated.
Right, yeah. Once you have that Teleria attachment, that's faster than risky dashing. So, yeah, I didn't even realize that. Wait, yeah, water mask as well. Yeah.
Basement loop is chock full of stuff.
Zenobian's going to have to find twin pyramid keys over here. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. or something very important for the Final Fantasy player that will then allow his partner to
that
get
was
the
a-
pyramid keys.
That was a
All right,
floater
well, this is
for
kind of the risk you
Shimbabi.
take.
Oh,
Zenobian is going to have to do a lot of backtracking
Yep.
because he doesn't want to lose all of his map progress that he got on the left side. So he's going to be walking past a whole bunch of stuff he already did. That's going to be really unfortunate. Especially
we
since
got
our other
floater.
two players will... I'm sorry, let me get this one last thing out.
Okay.
Our other two players are going to be doing the left side of the map with Teleria attachment, which will go much, much faster.
The play just didn't pay off.
It just
we got
really didn't pay off. There's a lot of treasure over there, but this time it just didn't work.
It's been mentioned we got floater in the basement as well, so everything's just in the basement.
Oh my gosh, basement loop is going crazy. Right now, Chanigan is going to be heading into the first of the few required bosses. He does have Shattered Orb, so that will probably go pretty quickly.
So one little divergence call out that I want to put out here. Right now we see Sani going through the Temple of Fiends locked chests. I saw a lab coat out of there, which is kind of a nice deal. But at the same time, we see Spellzap doing the full volcano clear, which is gutsy at this stage of the seed, right? There's a lot of boxes in Volcano, which is the main reason to go there. We call it Stack Kano sometimes. There's a lot of things to pick up there, and I don't know that we've seen anything that's particularly paid off on that front, but in the mindset of hints, with 15% items found in order to get a hint, that's a lot of checks that you're making, and that way you can get to those hints faster.
Yeah, and we have Harm. Okay, so they're opting not to fight the unicorns; they're just running from them, which is probably the smart thing to do. I was just wondering if you could get a quick advantage on experience points if you could sneak out a couple of these victories in the volcano. And another thing, it is very, very good for the FF1 randomizer player to get a decent hint in early. You can find something a little like off-kilter, like the cube or the chime, that can open up the sky and open up even more checks. So this two pretty gutsy plays on the left side of your screen by Spellzap and Zenobian. Be very, very interesting to see how much of this does pay off.
Twins were holding on to a ribbon, which was sent over.
We found a chime in the Elfland lock chest, which is a big deal. Chime opening up the Mirage Tower, which gives you, at the beginning, I believe it's 17 chests. But Chime plus Cube is a grand total of 52 chests, which is about 20%, or no, more than that, of the FFR chests. So finding that early is a big deal. A lot of people like to head there pretty quickly because it's also an area where you can get really good experience while walking.
Yeah, looking at this right here, kind of just watching the flow of this game, depending on where Twin Pyramid Keys is and who gets it first, if this is like what we call a keyless seed, Chanigan is incredibly ahead right now. Just incredibly ahead, I say, as he struggles with the light wall in this little section. And that is a very relevant thing to think about. He's low level, so he doesn't have a lot of aura. He didn't go to the Merchant Crow to buy more. I don't know if he's going to be able... He has 2 ethers, it looks like. I don't know if he's going to be able to climb all the way up the tower.
That's a very good question. I was struggling with that myself earlier today.
There's struggle juggle, and then there's struggle climb.
He gets a Mind Refresh Ultra as I'm saying that, by the way.
And there's a gear.
Oh, and it does look like they have Royal Ring, so that will help with their aura regeneration, but you still have the opportunity to just like kind of be stuck walking back and forth, like, okay, waiting for enough aura regeneration. Oh yeah, so he's just going to go ahead and fight Alana first.
Yeah.
Bobby making another one of those gutsy plays, going to the waterfall, which is 7 checks and a relatively short dungeon. You can basically look at it as I'm going to go in here and reset after I get the items, but this could also have been decent walking experience on the way. But this is coming off the back of that very early floater.
Yeah. Also,
Alana is rough without double jump, though.
It is very rough. But I do want to call out. We do have from chat. Oh, from one of our trackers, Rod was in Volcano, so that's a pretty big deal.
It's not really a big deal because Earth is like the last place you want to go when you're doing what we call oops all loose. It's nice to be able to go there, but it's not a strictly required sort of thing.
Oh, I lost all my races because we faded Earth Cave, so...
So the top half of Earth Cave, very relevant a lot of the time in this flag set. The bottom half, which is what the rod opens up, not so much.
I see. Chanigan is on... I can't read what that says, but we did get a hint for the Twin Pyramid Key from Admiral Tryhard. And it looks like it's in the Timespinner game, because we didn't see it in the Final Fantasy 1 player's text client.
Yeah, I couldn't read it.
But it does look like it is in the did Admiral Tryhard fight the twins yet? He might be seeing Twin Pyramid Keys in Alana's tower. If Admiral Tryhard is skipping the twins to fight Alana, he might be rushing to get those Pyramid Keys early.
He got the twins.
Oh, he did get the twins? That was fast.
Yep.
Well, yeah. Light Wall, Shattered Orb, pretty fast way to get rid of them.
We got the Alana struggle fight. Very low level, no double jump. She hits kind of like a truck at times.
Yeah, and you can use Light Wall a little bit to kind of do DPS on her while she can't be hit. And there's our first fire behind Alana. That'll be interesting to see how that pays off.
Also notable, Shimbabi found the tail in the waterfall and has promoted. So that's
Tryhard is leaving the towers.
Wait, is he going to get the Pyramid Keys? Did he go?
I imagine.
He probably went and snagged the portal, and now he's going to go get the Pyramid Keys.
Yeah, that's probably the play.
It's probably water mask locked then.
Yeah, I would say it might be in the waterfall. It may be all waterfalls in both games are going to check out here. But isn't 14 minutes in a really early promotion? Isn't that like really early?
It is, but particularly for Shimbabi, that's a big deal because Shimbabi swapped over to having a fighter, getting the knight as an option, having the Aegis shield as one of the more recent finds in the item side, which is a knight-only shield, providing resistance to poison and maybe just poison, but also the highest defense shield in the game.
That fall.
Yeah, that's a big fall. But
we all felt that fall.
Also with the promotion, starting to get those spell slots on the thief and on the knight, and it's kind of a commitment to anything but that black belt.
We got lab glasses in the waterfall, and let's see if this ended up being the Pyramid Key. Nope.
No.
It is Umbra Orb, though.
Could be worse.
Umbra Orb is pretty helpful for when you're actually going against Alana, so that's good.
Yeah, and it's really good against Sandman as well. And Admiral Tryhard has shown that he knows how to do the orb swapping, so it's going to be incredibly effective. If they find a Shadow Seal, that Sandman fight might be one cycle. All right, Chanigan doing some backtracking, getting a couple of the things that he didn't get on his first run through.
It's funny to see convergence at this point in the FFR side with what we've seen for items. Now that all of the runners are headed into Marsh Cave, it's just why? It's like the early cave with a couple very disparate checks, and you go there because it's stuff. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Cube
the
justified and sash. Okay.
That is a big deal, and we saw Admiral Tryhard bolt out of the towers. So Chanigan has the first Teleria attachment and first Celestial Sash.
Banishment,
and
jackpot,
not going to be getting that Celestial Sash for a while.
That Timespinner, or the Twin Pyramid Key is at Banishment, Jackpot, Chest 3. So something that's accessible to all of our runners at this point.
Zenobian, did he pick up the water mask yet?
Okay,
that was in the basement look. That was in basement loop.
Yeah, it will be very soon, but Zenobian already went left. I would assume he's going to finish right side before backtracking back to the left.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
there's that.
being down there means that Shanigan's likely just going to get it because it's very easy to reach that room with Celestial Sash.
Yeah,
Like,
Shanigan
no matter
is
which way you go.
alarmingly ahead. And it turns out, sometimes the more conventional routing just works because that's
Except
kind of
when
what
you do
Shanigan
it.
did here. Shanigan just followed the logic and just did the more conventional route, and it's working out in a big way.
It only works when it's not you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Shimbabi, meanwhile, taking a couple quick levels off of the eye tile
Ooh.
in the locked marsh chest room. This is not a typical place to go grinding, but when you have eyes, they're a very tasty experience, and even as a party grind, they're not bad.
Yeah, especially if you're already promoted, because it kind of makes the fight go a little bit faster. So you're grinding, but it's also not taking very much time to do so.
It's the seed of eyes. We started with eyes, and it will end with eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, Zenobian here, he's finished the loop. He's getting that Colossal Hammer right before he fights the twins, which is nice. Probably will still use the Light Wall like Admiral Tryhard did. Shanigan used the Hammer. I don't know DPS-wise how much is going to be better with the way that their aura looks like right now, but different strategies. The Colossal Hammer is paying off pretty well here for Admiral Tryhard. He is able to one-shot the mushrooms, which is one of the best things that you can do while you're going through Maw Cave at low levels. So you can one-shot those mushrooms. You don't have to worry about poison powder that they exude.
Shout out to Silence Ring on Zenobian's side, by the way.
Shout outs to Silence Ring. He plays a lot of Nightmare mode, and Silence Ring is so much better in Nightmare mode than it is in this, but it still, prevents damage. Well, he's probably going to switch to that Royal Ring like right now if he wants to keep up his aura, but I don't know, maybe he likes the Silence Ring.
The main thing that I like about the Silence Ring is preventing the knockback when you're doing damage boost strats. So I would suspect that that's the other thing that Zenobian is thinking with that.
Yeah. That's probably got a lot to do with it. Switching to Eye-Orb to take care of the twins real quick, and then he's probably going to do Light Wall. Did he ever get shattered?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Looks like he did.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Yep,
going to switch
there
to
it
Light
is.
Wall Shattered. Oh yeah, and the Light Wall is definitely the play here.
Mm-hmm. They all do have Pendulum, so that's also another strat for going through the Banishment Caves, is just slap on that Pendulum and hold your breath through the poison.
All right, well, Jackpot Cave, there it is for the Twin Pyramid Key with Admiral Tryhard. So he's the first to get the proper fast travel. He has to backtrack to get that second room here. We'll see what that has. Looks like a Merchant Crow. Not so relevant with these flags.
Looks like Shanigan's setting up the fire checks while they're here. I would say that's a pretty good call. They have a fire source. They haven't been to this side of the lake yet, so doing the fire loop and then either taking on the Azure Queen or going down to the mall directly.
Yeah, I would assume without Pyramid Keys, I don't know if Shanigan has... Well, I guess he's just going to go ahead and do it. I was going to say, I don't know if Shanigan knows where the Pyramid Keys are.
Does not seem
I would
to be.
go down and do them all first without Pyramid Keys, and then wait to do Azure Queen until after I get the Pyramid Keys, because the value of unlocking those portals is known at that point. You don't... I mean, you're going to get Pyramid Keys because you have to go to the present, but you don't know when they're going to happen. At this point, Shanigan's done so much that he has to assume they're in the Maw Cave, so maybe that's
We got a warp that is not military hangar.
Wow, it's a miracle. We got a
Actually a
the top with it looks like.
Fairly early warp, yeah.
Now, we are losing some time on Admiral Tryhard's side for not having double jump or the sash.
Yeah, that's kind of why it was a big deal when Shanigan went ahead and cleared out the tower instead of backtracking out. And I guess that's kind of the flip side of doing hints, is sometimes you hint for something and get excited for it, and you kind of go out of your way and you end up not getting something key like the Celestial Sash. Zenobian, we'll see if he goes right first here, and if he gets the Celestial Sash, then that'll be a way that he can make up some time here. Yep, looks like he's going to get it.
Awesome. Such different routes between these three.
Right, yeah, Tryhard will be able to go back pretty easily to the Royal Towers whenever he wants, because he has those Pyramid Keys. He's opting to go do Azure Queen now, it looks like. He does have Infernal Flames. He doesn't have Fire Orb, so that's yet another thing that's just a little bit slower than what Shanigan's been doing on his side here. Zenobian picking up that Nether Orb and that Celestial Sash, so he's going to be Newman and Zoomin.
It's high noon.
Shimbabi, meanwhile, picking up all of those promotion spells that he was looking forward to for both the Ninja and the Knight.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, it does appear that Shanigan has hinted for the Twin Pyramid Keys, so yeah, no, this is just really solid routing. He's like, you know what? The Twin Pyramid Keys are here. I might as well burn some vines and get that portal over there.
Sani taking the first dive into Mirage. Spellzap not far behind. Looks like Spellzap may be looking to see if there's a possible desert grind for easy experience out here. And Kylo's not it.
There's our Twin Pyramid Keys for Shanigan. He's gonna be with that B card. Excuse me, with that B key card. He'll be in Gears Go mode. So really, it's gonna depend on finding those gears. It looks like
Got the other two bosses done. Would you go to the lab at this point? You're such low level.
You know my answer to that. I'm going lab.
Yeah, I know. Why am I asking? I know what you would do.
But for real, like, if you go right, you get the military hangar, you get the lab, you've got all the movement you need in the world. Like, what are you worried about? Go do the thing that is objectively required in every single speed.
You're a little fragile baby. Oh, they don't have gas mask, though.
They don't have gas mask. They do have light wall. And he's got... Oh, he's just going to skip them all for now. But he did get that teleport, so really, he can just go do it whenever he wants.
Does he have a warp shard?
I don't think that Shanigan's going to be worried about a warp shard right now, because what I would do in his position, and I think that this is probably what's likely, is head... Oh, he's going to go right? I thought he was going to go left and do the...
No, water.
Ledge and this
gotta get this water
stuff. He's not going to leave these behind.
If you don't get these now, it's hard to get them.
He wants to hit go mode, go fight them all, and then go finish the game.
Oh.
There's Gear 1. Gear 1 coming out of Volcano. Which, I mean, Zenobian has a tracker up, but it doesn't appear to be, like, working.
Yeah, it's not working.
Speaking of the light wall strats and speaking of Zenobian's Alana fight here, those are the without any really good vertical movement. That's like your best bet to damage Alana when she's kind of shooting lightning bolts at you, and it is actually very, very effective. It's one way you can fight Alana. There's a Jin Inferno for Shanigan, by the way.
And we got Admiral Tryhard heading over to get the Celestial Sash.
Yup, he's not going to be really happy with that, I don't think.
Shanigan, I think, still has a lead, but it's not much. It could all fall apart.
Yeah.
Just depends on where those last bits are.
Yeah, Admiral Tryhard did the Maw Cave already. Tryhard does still have to go fight Alana and climb the tower over here, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Spindle. Where was that?
Spindle was...
Sky Palace.
Sky Palace.
Oof.
Man.
And I'd say I'm surprised about that. There are so many checks that invariably important things end up in Sky.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting thing to see if that gets hinted for, or if
it was hinted.
Mirage Tower also had the Moss Mune, which is a big deal for the FFR side.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Apparently the wheel is in ice.
The wheel? Oh, so someone hinted for the wheel as well?
That's what Math Girl's saying.
Okay, so we know where everything in Timespinner is.
Just gotta get them.
Just gotta go get it.
ice is kind of obnoxious. That's not something that people really want to go do in this flag set. It's just kind of an ugly dungeon. Lots of walking before you get any of your checks, and if you don't have warp, you kind of have to walk the whole dungeon twice. It's real bad.
Yeah, I can't believe that an ice palace would be bad in a video game.
You know, it was at least early enough that there's no sliding physics.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Thank God.
That is a D key card. Chanigan looting the library. That
D key card was necessary, yeah.
And that is a required item, so they're just kind of... Honestly, it'll be fun to see if Chanigan even bothers waiting for the gas mask if he gets those last Timespinner pieces. You don't necessarily... And there's Bombardment, which is a big deal if you're trying to kill them all quickly. We have Admiral Tryhard over here doing the Lightwall Alana strats. It's a really... There's a Succubus hairpin in Sky Palace.
Sky Palace as well.
Oh, very, very big find there. Now, one thing I also do want to point out here is we actually see a familiar coming out, the demon coming out to fight Alana.
Hey, that's damage per second. You just got to get all the damage you can get.
Listen, the familiars are trying their best, okay? They're just trying to help.
And there's Admiral Tryhard's hint for security keycard D. No hints for the gas mask yet. Doesn't look like Chanigan cares. He's just going to go for it. He knows that he doesn't have to go to the left side of the present where the oxygen actually matters, because he knows that his remaining two pieces, I believe he knows that his remaining two pieces are in Final Fantasy I. So we may see a little bit of a timing play here. He's got those light walls set up, doing plenty of damage. Once he runs out of oxygen, he's going to start taking a whole lot of damage. He does not have. He has Lakiemi's son, and he bought some berry pick-me-ups at the Merchant Pro, so he got the hook. You
suffocate pretty fast, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Whew.
And he manages to heal just before the Maw dead. Won't skip this cutscene, Chanigan.
Just smash some berries in your mouth and you can breathe again.
The cutscene, Chanigan. There you go. Wait till you get the sand. There's the wheel. They know where the Timespinner is. They are in no mode, where they know where everything is. Chanigan.
Mm-hmm. Go.
He's going to go to the present. He's barely been there yet. He's just going to go and wait for his go mode.
And it looks like Admiral Tryhard is also.
Yeah, he's missing a gear, though.
I believe that one is in Final Fantasy? Was it? Oh god, there's too many Final Fantasies. There's too many games.
He's missing a gear. Also, I don't believe he's fought the Maw yet, so he went and he got the portal, so he can just go there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so Gear 1 is in Volcano. Yeah, so...
Okay, well...
Everything remaining is in Final Fantasy.
He's waiting for his oxygen to refill. He's gonna go do them all right now. I can't say
Hold your breath. I can just imagine like the in-game version of this. Lunea's just taking a deep breath and then running over. And
someone in chat said just breathe biscuits, which also, they're flaky.
Yep.
They're buttery. They have a lot of pockets of air inside them.
That's... I don't think that's quite how it works, but... I mean, why would video games lie to us?
Just get that Sonic the Hedgehog underwater music going.
No, God, no.
Oh, man.
My heart skipped a beat just thinking about it.
I don't hate the idea. It does look like Chanigan is just going to be going through... we saw that the spindle was in the sky, correct?
Yeah.
Guy 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Shumbabi...
You expect me to read notes? I'm not at work.
I'm too busy watching the stream.
There's 3 to keep track of!
But yeah, so looks like...
Wheel is in Ice Cave.
And...
Spindle is in... Sky? Someone else look at the notes.
Yeah, Spindle is Sky.
Okay.
And that's why I'm surprised. It's Shumbabi doesn't appear to be in too big of a hurry to get there.
Shimbabi is in Mirage Tower. Is actually like two
sorry,
floors
that is
away
Mirage
from.
Tower. My bad. I get the
He's in
pallets.
plenty of hurry. Plenty of hurry.
As much as I can. Apologies, Shumbabi. You're doing the right thing. That's
there's an
mistake.
Empire Crown in ice as well.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, Empire
That'll
Crown.
help.
And
there's that spindle.
Hannigan is just
in time.
Rock this right into go mode. He is a little bit low levels for this final fight, although
Empire Orb.
Be easy for Genza.
Emerald Trihand found Empire Orb, but when you got the meatball, why do you care?
Because this he wants to do, if he could do the father fight instead of the Volturilis fight and make that a lot
Fair enough.
sorry, he'll do the Volturilis fight instead of the father fight and make it a lot faster.
Gorb.
Shanigan just snagging that save real quick. Yep, here we go. Shanigan has entered the end game. We'll see.
33 minutes.
Yeah, pretty jet seed if you just do the conventional routing. It turns out.
One thing that's kind of funny is I haven't seen Shanigan in a lot of the FFR server Archipelago seeds, so I haven't really seen how he's been working on this, and I think maybe it's been sort of a private team practice sort of thing, but he's just hasn't been around lately. Also, he's East Coast, and most of the time we run West Coast hours for our games, so I'm not really familiar with any of the changes in Shanigan's game lately.
Yeah, Admiral Tryhard just hinted for Gear 1, so I think that is no mode for him as well. We'll see Sonny probably head to Volcano pretty shortly. Shanigan bringing out the bombardment against Nuvius here. And yeah, he's the first to enter the pyramid. We have another gas maskless Maw fight coming up here from
excellent
Switching
orb
to
swapping.
Ice Orb, that's the pro move right there.
Excellent orb swapping over on Admiral Tryhard.
Yes, he's got the
And
Eye Orb.
Gone.
Yeah. That's the real question, is why bother with Meatball if you have Eye Orb?
Fair.
He also has Umbra Orb too, so we've already seen that he does know how to do that orb swapping, so he probably won't have that much of a problem against Sandman. Meanwhile, Shanigan's just rolling through this. We haven't really seen how many shards the Final Fantasy players have. I'm trying to watch for a menu, but they're also fast.
That is the constant challenge.
We're doing our best. I'm not even looking.
I'm trying.
That's fair, honestly.
Maybe I should stop trying.
I'm here for Timespinner. We all know what I'm here for.
Yeah, I've kind of got like the low-key knowledge of both. Trying to kind of keep track of this on Spells app and Sonny Rath's side. I'm just like waiting for a menu. Sonny is in Volcano here, so it will be go mode for Admiral Tryhard momentarily. The challenge in Volcano is there's so many chests, and when you get the hint, it says, "Oh, it's in Volcano 12," and like you're just supposed to know which chest Volcano 12 is.
Dark Twinge says Spell only has about half shards.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Spells app also running 2-man strats and still only about level 14, which is a bit of a problem at 36 minutes in.
Yep, Admiral Tryhard going after Volturilis because he is weak to punch. Even weaker to punch than most things.
Weaker to punch than most things.
Don't you just want to punch a dictator in the face?
Yeah.
It's very effective.
I've really moved away from the Volturilis
like
fight.
they don't have Shadow Seal or Bleak Ring, I don't believe. So like it's still going to be a bit of a long fight.
Mm-hmm.
I've really moved away from the Volturilis fight just because of the hitboxes on the spinning jacks.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a jank boxes.
Yeah, the blades and the hammers don't have that same hitbox. As Shanigan is moving on to the final boss for real this time, we promise.
Designed after a horse because horse skeletons scared me.
Yep, and as we say, he is beating a dead horse with bombardment here.
Uh-huh.
Yep, and he's using his ethers because, switch back to Jin Inferno because of the aura glitch. So we'll see how much damage Nightmare still has to take. Oh, and there we go. Elevator strats. Hanging off of the left side of the screen and just throwing Jin Infernos.
Whee!
Chanigan's onto the second phase of Nightmare. You can tell he used that desperation attack there. Chanigan's going to have to hit a lot of these Jin Infernos in a row, which there is that aura glitch that allows you to do it indefinitely. It's just, when you're trying to go fast, sometimes you rush the inputs. So he's doing a pretty good job of it right here.
Shumbabi looked to be missing about 10 shards, so...
Oh, that could easily be covered with an item distribution from Chanigan. There it is! Exclamation points in chat for Chanigan.
Woohoo! We got Zenobian heading to the lab as well, so I'm going to assume that they have basically everything they need.
Oh yeah, Zenobian, unfortunately you can't see the tracker. I think Zenobian has been in no mode for quite a while. The problem was just that backtracking that he had to do earlier.
That 38 even there is a real good time.
Yeah, it's real good. Admiral Tryhard using Fire Orb here instead of Umbra Orb. Fire Orb does have 4 projectiles, where Umbra Orb only has 2, so there is a bit of a damage boost there. He's got to start locking him on Nether Orb, which is also looking pretty good. He goes on to phase 2 of the second to last final boss.
Dark Twin says Shumabi has full shards.
Oh yes, there it is. There it is.
Just checking on final magics then, most likely. Maybe.
So if you're Shumbabi right now, with the party he has, how confident are you in this final gauntlet?
Well, since Shumbabi is currently headed into Sea Shrine, something's up. I don't know what that something is, though. So, looking at levels, I am not comfortable with hit point totals currently. None of those characters can survive a max damage nuke, which is very concerning. I would at least want the Knight to have over 400 hit points. So, that part's not so great. What I am seeing as a positive, though, is you don't have to stop and level up a black belt in this situation. The Knight having Cure 4 available to it at level 1 is very solid. The other thing that I am concerned about is I don't know if we've seen any life spells.
I believe Chanigan went back into the game specifically so he could hop in this room and listen to the music.
Yes.
Seems likely.
And we got Admiral Tryhard done.
Yep.
Exclamation points for
Admiral Tryhard.
I think Chanigan was told that their audio is one of the only ones that works, so please go to somewhere that's cool.
Well, he did it.
Mm-hmm.
Zenobian.
This is a good pick. This is a good pick.
Yeah, this is a really good pick. This is a popular one. Zenobian coming into the end game now. So Chanigan at 38 minutes, about. I didn't look at the official time yet. Admiral Tryhard at 40 minutes, about. That means Sonny Rath, well, considering coming in second is just as good as coming in first in this one. We're kind of looking at what Zenobian's finish time will be here, because that will be the amount of time that Spellzap has to beat his opponents by in Final Fantasy in order for Zenobian and Spellzap, Robe and Wizard had to move on, because it is a combined time across both of the runners. So the earlier one of them finishes, their timer stops. And so that's just every second that neither of your team is finished at this point is counting double against you. It's the teleports on the Nuvius fight, which is a pretty good way to take care of him if you can set up the spacing. So good on him there.
I don't know if Shumbabi actually had full shards, and the reason I say that is because I wouldn't be going to fight Kraken right now if I had full shards. He was skipping all the boxes, so...
Because Kraken, you get, the extra shards.
Yep, you'll get 4 shards for lighting the water orb here, which is a big deal. By the way, I love on Tryhard's screen the way that is that the fire orb going right over the top of where the eye would be, kind of on Nightmare. Beautiful visual.
Yeah, that's supposed to be an Umbra orb in his eye, not a fire orb. To go with the wind orb in the hand there. Didn't notice that ever, did ya?
Nope.
What is the lore?
What is the lore, Bodhi? Okay, sorry.
You see the purple orb in his mouth, though?
I had
Yeah.
not.
Yep. It's very
What is
visible
lore?
on the tarot cards.
What is lore? Baby, don't hurt me.
Me.
Zenobian dodging these. He might get one-shotted if he gets hit by him. I can't tell if that's 112 or 132 on his screen, but
It's 112. Zenobian also typically plays Nightmare, so a little bit more cautious of a player, I think, in that regard.
yeah, I think he's just avoiding damage. In Nightmare mode, everything deals an extra 64 damage to you, so it is very imperative that you know how to dodge enemies.
Regardless of what equipment you have on.
Yeah, regardless. 64 damage is 64 damage. Zenobian being a little cautious against Nightmare here.
Silence Ring is real good, because it can negate it. That's about the only thing that will.
Yep.
So Shimbabi taking the Blue Dragon grind tile in Temple of Fiends, which is a really good play. Getting a few extra levels, get some meat on those bones. You see that Knight is over 400 hit points now. The only downside is, like I said, I don't think I saw a 3rd level life spell, so the Knight wouldn't be able to learn that. But any extra hit points that you have on your Knight at this point is a big deal. But also knowing that Zenobian hasn't finished yet,
Yeah.
Shimbabi has plenty of time.
Yeah, that is exactly probably what's going through his head. He knows he has at least 5 minutes on Spell Zap, and he'll see when Zenobian finishes and say, all right, well, I have to beat Spell Zap by this much. Or Spell Zap has to beat me by this much. And so he's probably feeling relatively confident taking a couple of extra grind fights here. Same with Sani. He's got a Wyvern and a Tyrannosaurus here.
Yeah, steak and wings, as we like to call them.
Nice.
So steak and wings is usually something that we see as an overworld grind for black belts as a solo character, but as you can see, Sani's black belt is sweeping up the floor with his face. So
Yeah, I think Zenobian, I mean, he's been very, very cautious with this fight. I think that comes out in the way he usually plays Nightmare mode, because right now, if he was in Nightmare mode, he would be one shot away from taking a death here, but he probably could have absorbed one more there. Nonetheless, he moves on to the second phase here, where you can see all the cool stuff that we just pointed out with the other fight. We have the purple orb in his mouth and the wind orb inside of the claw.
I'll
To
never
denote
forgive.
the damage types that it does.
I'll never forgive Bodhi for making this monster so complicated to draw.
also, I just want to say, man, it'd be nice if the Storm Eye spell was as good as what Nightmare uses here.
Oh yeah. There are some strats with Storm Eye. Some
Real good on
advanced strats.
Genza.
If you're desperate enough, you can use them.
Yeah, my strat is not using it.
Yeah, that's fair. Then there we go. Zenobian light walls the dead horse to death. Get exclamation points in there for Zenobian. Our time looks like Spell Zap has about 8 minutes to make up on. We don't know what Admiral Tryhard's final time was, so it'll be I want to say around 6 minutes to make up for Spell Zap. Spell Zap will have to beat the other two Final Fantasy players by 6 minutes.
Oh,
If he
the final
wants to
times were
move on.
Shanigan had 38 even, Tryhard had 40.08, and then Shumabi had 45.50.
No,
No, not Shumabi. Selen.
Selen Simp
Zenobian.
is Zenobian, yeah.
Zenobian. There's wrong names. 45.50 for Zenobian.
Zenobian typically is a YouTube streamer, but has the Selen Simp Twitch account, which is where that comes in.
Okay.
All right. Well, Shunbabi's doing Kraken 2 here. Kraken's hitting hard. No life spell, so that black belt's pretty much, that ninja is pretty much dead.
No, it was the Master that was up front for this one. The Ninja is in slot 2 for Shimbabi here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Master.
That Master was probably
God,
just leveled
wait.
with Meat Shield.
They do have a life spell.
Yep, it's life spell, but only learnable by the White Wizard. So
Got it.
that was the trick there.
Yeah.
God, Wef. Messing up.
Hey.
Disappointment.
Shush.
Judging you for something I can't even do.
Yeah, that master is tanking pretty hard right now. I think if any of these go down, the master would probably be the one that he wants to.
Yeah, so just looking at what's going on here, we have the ninja buffing the knight with fast, the knight using the power gauntlet to get temper, or saber rather, for increased power. Getting ready to swing that Masmine. Meanwhile, we're getting Invis 2 strats, Harm 4 strats coming out of the White Wizard. Cure 4 out of Tiamat, which is a full hit point cure spell. Good to know that that's not on Chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, you just got to pour on the damage. Is there an overflow for that Cure 4 in Final Fantasy 1?
No, it is up to max, and that's it. So.
Oh, wow. Because I know in other Final Fantasies, you get a 9,999 and that's it. So that is tough. I guess timing on when Tiamat does that. So that is, again, good to know that it's not on Chaos. It's speaking of Shumbabi coming into that final boss fight.
Sonny Rath going up against Kraken 2 right now, which is also a concern. We're seeing the fast, we're seeing the power bonk, we're seeing the Invis 2 strats coming out here across the board. I think there was a defense sword on the black belt, maybe? Which makes sense if you're just trying to have the high chance to be attacked character sit there and buff up. Temper from the ninja, which is a big deal for that knight, as well as the power bonk, and a cure 4 going out onto that black belt to keep it upright. I keep saying black belt. It is a master. He got his master's degree in punching.
I want to see his thesis.
I don't.
Sonny Rath
I'd rather
onto
not
Tiamat
get
2.
punched.
Sonny Rath onto Tiamat 2 with Solo Thief and just gets punched out.
It would be a demonstration. I don't have to be part of it.
Oh, I see. All right,
Unless you're
well, yeah,
offering.
Sonny's got to start this gauntlet over here.
You see the fun enemy names coming up again with Speed Bumped as Lich 2. We're not seeing a whole lot out of Chaos so far that's particularly concerning that I've noticed. We've got Ice 3, Ice 2, these are all very mitigatable.
And there it is. Shumbabi finishing. Congratulations to Shumbabi and Channing and KARY on My Wayward Sons. They are guaranteed a spot in the final.
GG exclamation point.
Tiamat 2 apparently had stun touch, which is dangerous.
It's particularly dangerous when you only have one character upright.
Yeah.
Spellzap also heading in to Temple of Fiends Revisited here.
Yep, and KARY's down. Moving on. Here's Kraken.
Dueling Kraken 2s, just with different palettes.
Yeah.
But we are seeing that the White Mage has gone down on Sonny Rath's side. Kraken 2,
that's a
as
reset.
always.
Oof.
Yep, there it is. Kraken 2 seems to have magnets in the tentacles that just go straight to the White Mage.
Yeah, and it does. Spellzap also lost the White Mage against Kraken here. But he does defeat Kraken, whereas Sonny Rath did not. Does not have that knight to cast life on the White Mage, so this will be interesting to see how if Tiamat cooperates here. We know that Chaos really isn't doing much, so I think Tiamat is the real test here.
Okay, that's scary seeing Tiamat use fast. That's it's a real big deal there. While we are going through the relatively evenly paced Temple of Fiends fights, I did want to just cover a couple of things that have been going on in the various communities that we are parts of here. So we had a big set of releases from the Archipelago developers just in the past week, April 1st, and just yesterday we had big updates, which include support for SMZ3, so Super Metroid plus A Link to the Past combo randomizer by Total. We have the Hollow Knight randomizer, which has been greatly anticipated by a large number of folks, as well as some new features, including server-side storage of data, which is it's a capability that we're looking at here. Energy Link for Factorio is the first use case on that. And the Timespinner side, I know, Wef, you have been working on Damage Rando 2.0. I'm not sure if there are any other efforts that you wanted to highlight on that front.
Yeah, we have randomized enemy drops coming pretty soon. T-Base has been working on that pretty hard, so that's another thing you can look forward to.
Fantastic. On the Final Fantasy randomizer side, we're kind of heading into the slow season for our updates from the devs because we are ramping up into Spring Tournament 2022, the Kraken games, with our
Sonny's just struggling.
Sonny's having a tough time here at Topher.
Yeah. So the Kraken games officially start with our pod reveal this Sunday on this channel, Final Fantasy Randomizer, at 9 p.m. Eastern. And while I have been talking here, we have been joined in the booth by Chanigan and Shimbabi. GG's.
Hello.
Congratulations. Carry on, my wayward sons. Very, very fast Timespinner play, Chanigan. Congratulations on that. And Shimbabi, kind of, as we're watching these other two runners, your promoted characters really kind of made a huge difference here. These other two runners are really struggling with Topher here.
Yeah, I was talking to Chanigan before the game, and I was like, I'm really tired of not being able to equip dragon armor. It's so good. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe we go fighter. Maybe we just do this. And once we got the early ribbon, caught the promotion, I got the tail in waterfall early. I was like, yeah, this is happening.
Yeah, you promoted at 14 minutes or so. That's very fast.
I had to get spell charges because I knew I wanted fast on that ninja.
Yeah, and seeing life at level 6 for the White Wizard as your last way to bring things back to life, like that had to have been a deep sigh of relief.
At that point, I was going to go hunting for it.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I should probably check while I'm at level 6.
All right, we have Sonny Rath coming in with another attempt at Kraken 2, but meanwhile, Chanigan, the fun thing that I had remarked about your run-through is that you kind of did some pretty conventional routing. You didn't really take any risks, and it was basically short of getting that Celestial Sash a little bit earlier. You found pretty much everything that you could have gotten before everybody else did. The only thing that Admiral Tryhard found Twin Pyramid Keys right before you, and I think you were already in Maw Caves by the time he found it. You really just kind of didn't do much backtracking. You didn't do much gambling. You followed the logic, and it paid off in a gigantic way.
Oh yes, no. I've been holding my hints the whole run, just to do my checks, like clear up the right side, then going back to the left, and checking high density chests, and yep. No, for real, everything lined up perfectly.
Yeah, it was really just, you couldn't have asked for a better placement of items with the route that you chose. It was it was kind of remarkable to see Basement Loop just having so much, and then finding Sash in Alana's tower, just icing on the cake there.
Yeah, if I had the mana for it, I would have gone back. I would got Sash earlier, but.
Yeah, that was the thing. I had actually remarked, you had the Royal Ring, which I think was the saving grace, because otherwise I'm not 100% certain you would have had enough aura to climb the tower.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, so. But yeah.
The Royal Ring did save the day. It's very rare that you can say something like that about the Royal Ring, but there it is.
Yeah. And I think I have one more Eater on hand, so in case,
because you found that Mind Refresh Ultra in the lower tower, which I had to laugh about because I had just finished talking about how you only had 2 ethers.
We got Sonny onto Chaos.
Oh, Sonny is onto Chaos, and so is Spellzap actually right here. Yeah, so Waterfall had the tail. You go get your promoted characters. And from that point on, it seemed like in FF1 and Timespinner, just the things that both of you were doing just would not stop paying off. Shanigan had to had hinted for the sky spindle. I believe it was the spindle that was in the sky. The wheel was in Ice Cave, and Sky had so much other stuff in it that it was the play regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to
it.
hint for the tail, and then I happened across it like 2 seconds before I hit the hint button. I was like, guess I'm hinting the Masa and checking that out. And like, yeah, it just directed us where we needed to go. I mean, I think we used our hints pretty well here.
Yeah, you really did. Something I'm probably going to bring up when Admiral Triard comes in. He hinted for the Twin Pyramid Keys, went up and grabbed the Royal Tower's warp, and then went to go get the Pyramid Keys right before he could have picked up the sash. Oh, and Sonny Rath's finished with
GG's.
Chaos. GG there. And we welcome Sonny Rath and Admiral Tryhard into the broadcast booth. Welcome and GG's on your guaranteed spot in the finals.
As Sonny finished, Spellzap took a nuke to the face and wiped to Chaos, and has opted to forfeit, knowing the result of the race here. And we are also joined by Spellzap and Zenobian. GG's, everybody.
Yeah,
GG's
all
everybody.
around.
GG's.
So, just continuing with Sonny Rath and Admiral Tryhard really quickly. GG again on your guaranteed spot in the finals. Admiral Tryhard, I need to know, as a Timespinner stan here, what were your thoughts when you found the Celestial Sash where you did?
I didn't feel like I lost a lot of time because not a lot of places are nearly as vertical as Royal Towers, so I get it, and I'm like, perfect. This is perfect.
Yeah, that is true. You were able to clear the Royal Towers a lot faster. Unfortunately, Shanigan had finished the towers with the light wall and then was able to do Maw Caves, the Caves of Banishment, where you were light walling through that and was able to make up a lot of time. So it was kind of an even play. It was a really, really strong race between you two, Shanigan and Admiral Tryhard. It was very close. It was at some points where we were like, I mean, really depending on the FF1 players finding these last pieces of the Timespinner, that's going to be what kind of decides
it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, because I was sitting outside of Blob Mom.
Yeah, you were just hanging out there. Both of you, for some period of time, were hanging out. Well, no, Shanigan actually got his go mode while he was fighting Blob Mom.
Yeah, we timed. We timed
very well timed.
The spindle. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the many things that just went perfectly on your side, I would think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're pretty good on timing. Like, okay, I need this item in X number of minutes. Yeah, can you get it to me? Like, I'm always saying, okay, I need this item in 2 minutes, this one in 5. Like, and not gonna lie, that helped a lot.
Well-oiled machine.
Yep.
With KARY on my Wayward Sons,
paid off.
Yeah, it really did pay off. Like one of the many things that paid off with your decisions in this. So Sonny and Admiral, another question specifically for Sonny, running up against that rough Topher. Tiamat was rude. Kraken 2 was not really cooperating much. You had seen Shanigan already finished. What's really like what do you got going through your brain when you're bouncing off of Topher a couple of times?
So ultimately what was going through my head was looking at Zeno's finishing time, knowing exactly how much of a buffer I had, which allowed me to estimate exactly estimate about how many wipes I could take. And ultimately it didn't matter, because I guess I evaded a nuke on Chaos.
Yeah, you did. I think
Chaos
had
had
Shunbabi.
spells?
I think Shunbabi also dodged one.
So one of the challenges I know for Spellzap was getting to Chaos with not the full party, so that had an impact. But yeah, I want to just say real quick to all of our racers here, this is a great race to watch. It was a little chaotic. there's lots to talk about when you have 6 racers on stream and 3 commentators trying desperately to fit words in. So
yeah, just it was a lot to track, especially at the very beginning. There was a route divergence immediately coming out of the Timespinner refugee camp.
It was so hard to track.
It started there and it just never stopped. So
we did okay.
It was Chanigan going to the right immediately, and then Admiral Tryhard and Zenobian both went left, and then Zenobian kept going left while Admiral Tryhard saved and quit back to the refugee camp. So
why can't you just do the same
thing?
Different
runners. We had 3 different runners in 3 different places.
Well,
we were like, you know what? We're just going to
blame
have to rely on
Zenobian
tracking
for that.
here.
What's funny is that I almost went left after getting light wall. I'm like, no, I need to stick to my gun. Keep going right.
And
yeah, that's a good segue because that was Zenobian's call, going left and going and getting those portals on the left side of the refugee camp. Really, the unfortunate thing for you, Zenobia, because you played really, really well. Just your experience with being able to handle the combat and character and enemy avoidance in this game really showed through. It was just a really unfortunate location for Twin Pyramid Keys.
When you go left first, you know that you're clowning. You know that it's a low percentage play, and that's why I enjoy doing it. I knew that it was like a solid chance to like end the tournament run, but I'm here to have fun, and I had a good time in this race. That's what matters.
Yeah,
I was laughing the entire time.
It was very fun to watch. It's just I was watching you. I'm like, all right, he's got to get fire at least while he's over here.
Now there was nothing all the way to Big Bird and back. There was not a darn thing.
There was
gotta
nothing
stand
at
up.
all, and I was like, that's gonna be really tough to make up that time. But you know what? I love to see plays like that. I like to see them work out, but I also love to see them regardless. So yeah, I was just really well raced on your part, Zenobia, and just a little bit unfortunate with item placement. Spellzap, how do you feel about your run here? You actually did make a pretty good run at the end game there, just bounced off of Topher. It was not a cooperative Kraken 2. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, I knew the time difference between Xeno and Tryhard, so I was like, I can't really go and get levels or go and get more stuff, so it really just had to work out the first time or not at all, basically.
Yeah, it was understandable. Playing from behind, you just got to make those risks, and sometimes they work out. Unfortunately, it was not very friendly, so that is rough. But still well raced on your part as well, making some plays that the other FF1 players didn't, like the early volcano actually helped quite a bit. So that was really fun to watch. Another one of those routing divergences that we were trying to keep track of.
Yeah, one of 6, right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
One of 6 different routing divergences.
Yeah, one of so many routing divergences.
Now, what was really funny
to hit
though,
some convergence between Admiral and Chanigan, but then Admiral backtracked out of the tower, and we were like, all right, well, now we're back to the same thing again.
the funniest thing with the routes on the FFR side was that all 3 of you landed in Marsh Cave at the same time. You were all on the bottom floor of Marsh at once. I was just like, where was this 10 minutes ago?
That would have been a lot easier.
I mean, we can't make it easy for you guys. You should know that.
Oh, but this was really it was a really fun experience. A little bit hectic, I'm sure, on both of our sides, runner and commentary and tracker. Speaking of trackers, I do want to shout out Hate and Math Girl for doing the tracking here, and Math Girl also taking up the restream, which is... I was getting to it, Math Girl, don't worry. Math Girl taking up the restream here, which was much appreciated. Really couldn't have happened without Math Girl and Hate, so much appreciated to you two. And our runners, there's a command, I think, that you can do in chat to get people to follow the runners. Is that correct? Can someone do that? I don't know what it is.
Sorry we made tracking difficult.
Oh, no, it's
Dare you make it interesting? Huh? How dare you?
Tracking.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun to watch.
It'll be even more interesting next time because I didn't get to show my full hand.
Yeah, you did not.
That's
Oh, boy.
ominous.
That's
Darrison
Oh.
knows what's up.
that's ominous. That is very ominous. I can't
Oh,
wait.
I
Maybe
talked about it.
Oh, you did? Oh.
I wanna get on those commentaries on that one. Maybe I'll put a word in. But,
You're probably going to end up calling him a mad lad.
I would love that.
That mad lad.
But yeah, no, it was really well raced on all of our runners' parts. You can see they are in chat here. We have Spellzap and Selin Simp. The Selin Simp being Zenobian. Shumbabi and Chanigan, and Sonny Rath 11 and Admiral Tryhard 7. Go ahead and give them a follow. Really solid gameplay. Really entertaining to watch and entertaining to comment. Want to thank Final Fantasy Randomizer Berserker. Or I'm sorry, I'm an old person. Archipelago, not Berserker Multi-World.
Get it together.
Hi, Berserker. Berserker was in chat. Shout outs to Berserker. Anyway, Archipelago Multi-World for this tournament, and Final Fantasy Randomizer for hosting a lot of it on their channel. This has been a blast as we run into the finals coming up soon. But my fellow commentators here, Saracen.
Hello.
And that llama girl, which love the Timespinner, the Code Timespinner crew over here. We're small, so we got to represent. But yeah, go ahead and give those two a follow as well. And if you want to, you can follow me as well. It's twitch.tv/wefjubster. But yes, thanks everybody.
Definitely follow him.
Yes, thank you.
You can follow me if you want. I haven't streamed in months, though.
Yeah, but when you do, it'll be cool.
But when I do, it's quality.
But I do want to thank chat for being cool and hanging out with us today. I think I've thanked everybody.
Thank you, Wef.
Thanks
for
Llama.
joining me. We're a good team.
And again, congratulations to Shumbabi and Chanigan, and Sonny Rath and Admiral Tryhard, the Carry On My Wayward Sons, and Hard Wrath, moving on to the finals. Spellzap and Zenobian, thanks for the entertaining runs all the way to a third place finish, which honestly isn't bad. There was a lot of really good gameplay in this tournament, so it's nothing to sneeze at. So congratulations there. Can't wait to see the exciting finale between Carry On My Wayward Sons and Hard Wrath. And I hope to see all of you next time.
It's the rematch.
Yeah.
This is going to be very good, and always keep in mind that it's a best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, it is a best 2 out of 3. And before we close out here, I just want to make sure I get some final, maybe some trash talk, maybe a little bit of predictions going on here between our finalists here. Can we get anything saucy for the tabloids?
2-0. We gotta get this 2-0. Let's go.
2-0. The prediction.
No. I'm using the power of carpal tunnel. I will.
Hey, we saw those risky dashes, Admiral.
But no, it's gonna be fun. I'm really hyped to do this. Like, this tournament has been a lot of fun. But yeah, being able to take our revenge against Sonny and Admirals.
Oh, that is true. Sonny and Admiral already beat you this tournament, so
yeah.
Tonight felt better.
It's because of this being called Kraken 2, the great equalizer.
No kidding there.
So it will be best 2 of 3. And just Spellzap and Zenobian, any parting thoughts that you have after your experience in this tournament?
No, AP is like, honestly, it's one of the coolest things because I've never played Timespinner, so to be able to be in a Timespinner tournament and never play it is just like the insane thing of just technology,
Technology or aliens.
Aliens.
We are very welcoming and we're very friendly over on the Timespinner side if you want to stop by.
Technology. But yeah, this has been so much fun. I love doing AP as often as I can, which isn't often because I work nights, so I usually miss like games 5 out of 7 days a week. But this has been such a fun tournament. I hope we do more of them. I would love to do more events like this. Every time that there's anything AP is great, and AP just keeps growing. There's always new games being added. The next tournament might have 3 games. Probably not more than that, because that would be too crazy. But yeah, Lots of love to AP, all the devs. Everything is great.
Yeah, absolutely. We had mentioned that Hollow Knight made its way to AP very recently, and we mentioned all the cool updates. AP is under active development, so it's not going to get boring anytime soon. So thanks again for everybody who works hard on Archipelago and on all of these randomizers, because let's be honest, this randomization of these games keeps us coming back to these great little video games over and over again. So thank you everybody involved in all of the development of AP and the randomizers.
Before we go, could I say one more thing?
Go for it.
Because I don't know if Luffy's in chat, but Chanigan, Shum, Luffy, y'all are going down.
Ooh.
Oof. There it is.
Called out.
Just Adlock.
There it is.
I'm adding to that. I'm doubling down.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh, am I finally going to see the blood? Will there finally be blood?
This is what I was hoping for.
What it's worth, this is a friendly rivalry that we've had for a while. Tryhard and I were on opposing teams during the last spring tournament co-op, and we decided to become on the same team for
Everything
this
else.
tournament. And I'm sorry, but you guys as Carry On My Wayward Sons, you guys have held the limelight for too long. Y'all are going down.
No. We got this.
This is what I wanted. This is
We
what I
got
wanted
this.
to see.
We already won the FFR X Timespinner exhibition match
So
like a few months ago. We got this.
I wasn't in it.
that was 1-1. This is April now, son.
Fight!
Hey, when I asked the question, I didn't mean to tear apart friends. I'm so sorry.
I know.
This is how you make friends.
This is how you make friends in FFR. Because we always laugh about it afterwards.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that will do it for us. Thanks again to Final Fantasy Randomizer on Twitch for hosting this restream. And thanks to everybody involved. Really entertaining. And I hope to see you all next time.
Good night, everyone.